Chapter 81. Bravely charge into the Tiger Mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 81. Bravely charge into the Tiger Mountain. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. The moment they landed, they knew that the location they were sent to was not the best place to be teleported to. They were immediately attacked before they could even fully open their eyes and gain their bearings. However, when faced with the tiger that suddenly attacked them, the two of them did not panic at all. Lan Weiwei's expression changed from her baby face to a cold expression as she slashed out with her claw. A phantom-like wolf claw flew out directly and hit the tiger's chest. The sound of bones shattering could be heard when she slashed it out. The fierce tiger's chest bone had been smashed into pieces. 8000. It was an instant kill. A red number appeared in the air. What the F***ck? At this moment, exclamations could be heard from their surroundings. Lu Qin turned his head to find the source of the noise. 5 or 6 people had actually crawled out from the bushes. What the F***ck is going on? We've been lying in ambush here for half a day, and this tiger has already been killed. Where did you two come from? Why did you fight the monster? Did you come to this area first? The 3 or 4 of them were obviously angry from the kill steal. They had been lying in wait here for a long time, just to take down this tiger. Lan Weiwei was a little stunned. Before this, the others were either afraid of her or looked at her with disapproval. This was the first time someone had been so aggressive and responsive with the way they spoke to her. Most importantly, it was odd that the reason for the blame was because she had killed such an ordinary wild monster. Lu Qin looked at the tiger's corpse that lay there. There were still many wounds on its body. However, he could tell at a glance that these wounds were not alarmingly serious. To the tiger, it could probably be just a little scratching itch. It seems that the journey was going to be a little complicated. For a moment, he could not tell whether these players were planning on catching the tiger, or the tiger was deliberately luring these people to take the bait and eat them. After all, he could tell that these people's vigilance was too low. He looked at the tiger lying on the ground again and took a deep breath. As expected, the most high-end hunters often appeared as prey. Lu Qin looked at the people around and was speechless. Are you guys here to team up and fight small monsters? You guys are pretty weak though. Or are you here to be food to the monsters? The first player to jump out and criticize Lan Weiwei had an unconvinced look on his face. What right do you have to make fun of us? We're all rookies. What right do you have in saying you're much better than us? Lu Qin opened his mouth slightly, but he did not think of how to respond to him. After all, he was currently seen as being pretentious. At this moment, 2 players who had not spoken all this while gathered together and whispered while the rest had a stare down. Why does this person look familiar to me? Yeah, I feel like I've seen that silver-haired girl before. I feel like I've seen her somewhere. Hey, remember the video I shared a few days ago? Is it them? Once these words were said, everyone looked at Lu Qin carefully again. Their eyes went from doubt to panic, then to shock, and finally to horror. **T, isn't he Morning Mist? I think so. The beauty next to him seems to be the ancient Ash Wolf King who fought the Shao family in the video. What? Holy F***King **T, no way. Did we seriously just start a fight with the only and only Morning Mist? Is this the end for us? This is the end, now we have to return to the resurrection point. The person who had jumped out to scold Lan Weiwei and Lu Qin at the beginning was a little dumbfounded. He would have never expected the legendary Morning Mist to appear in such a place. In his opinion, he thought that he would never meet such a top-tier player in his lifetime. Now that he had angered the other party, he knew that he was probably doomed. However, he was very single-minded. After all, he had been in the second world for so long and did not actually have any equipment. Returning to the resurrection point was not a loss to him. Thinking of this, he stood taller and mustered up his courage. There was some fear in his eyes and a little fanaticism as he spoke. Morning Mist, my name is Lu Yang. I have worshipped you for a long time. Can you give me an autograph before you kill me? Lu Chen was slightly taken aback by his words. How could this kid be thinking of such a thing right now? However, before he could respond, the other 5 players ran over in unison. Morning Mist, I'd like your autograph too. When the 5 players heard the first player who requested it, they all cursed in their hearts. F***ck. If I had known that this would happen, I would have definitely rushed out to ask for an autograph first. Lu Chen looked at the players in front of him. Initially, he could not tell that they were young because their faces were dirty. Now that he was closer, he realized that they all seemed to be just a bunch of high school students. The levels of these people were really too low. One was level 3, one was level 2, and the rest were all level 1. These players were just ordinary players and just noobs. Lan Weiwei looked at this group of confused high school students and could not help but laugh. Lu Chen also smiled helplessly. Who said I wanted to kill you guys? I won't argue with you guys if you hurry up and leave now. Plus, I'd advise you guys to go to Wolf Valley or Bear Ridge instead. This group of high school students were curious. Why? When these teenagers heard that Lu Chen did not have any intention of killing them, they were a little excited. Although they were little trash who often resurrected, they had finally reached Tiger Mountain. None of them wanted to start from scratch. After all, every time they died, there would be a day of weakness. However, they still asked curiously, are you going to Tiger Mountain to kill those 9 tigers? Lu Chen replied, these tigers have a much higher combat power than yours. You can't beat them at all. Even if you stay here, you'll be courting death. And today, we're here to kill those 9 silver tigers. I reckon that the mountain will be in chaos today. If you're not careful, you'll die here. The others looked troubled as they frowned. After all, they had been here for a long time. If they turned around and went to another place, it would probably take them another 2 or 3 days to reach their destination. More importantly, once the 9 Tiger Mountain became chaotic, they might not even be able to leave the mountain and would immediately return to the resurrection point. They still had this bit of self-awareness. They did not want to go back. Lu Yang mustered up his courage and said, Morning Mist, if we go down, we'll probably be killed too. After all, it's too dangerous for us to go down the mountain alone. Once you start fighting, all the wild beasts will probably run down the mountain. At that time, we'll be dead for sure. Don't worry, we won't fight you for experience points. Lu Yang stretched out his right hand and patted his chest, indicating that he would not lie. After listening to Lu Yang's words, Lu Chen felt that it made sense to not go down the mountain right now. However, when he heard the other party's final promise to him, Lu Chen opened his mouth slightly, not knowing what to say for a long time. This youth really dared to say such words to him. With their ability, even if they wanted to fight for gain EXP with him, they would probably die at least 800 times at the base of Tiger Mountain before going up. However, he did not want to discourage these youths. The words in his heart circled a few times before he finally replied, Your courage is commendable. Chapter 82. The appearance of the 3 tigers, White Tiger Bloodline. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 82. The appearance of the 3 tigers, White Tiger Bloodline. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. He found these kids rather pleasing to the eye, so he did not say anything else. He turned around and headed straight to the center of the Tiger Mountain. When Lu Yang saw that Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei did not reject him, the 6 of them looked at each other, their eyes filled with excitement. They hurriedly ran in Lu Chen's direction and took the initiative to act as guards. Moreover, their division of labor was very clear. Lu Yang and another player stood a dozen meters in front of Lu Chen to scout the way. There was also a person on each side of the team, constantly observing movements on both sides. The last two people had to cover the rear 10 meters away for flanks. This setup made them look like they were Lu Chen's bodyguards. However, only Lu Chen knew that these high school students were bound to be useless. Because every time a wild monster appeared, Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei would be the first to notice it. Fortunately, the two of them were skilled and brave, so they did not take these students' carelessness to heart. Usually, some monsters would not bother attacking and would go about with their lives. If it did not come, the group would not take the initiative to kill it. After all, the level of these monsters was too low, so they could not gain much EXP. However, Lu Yang and the others were different. Every time, they would almost reach the range of the monster's attack and would want to rush forward. There were even a few times when they were only a few meters away from the monsters before they shouted loudly. Sometimes, Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei were too lazy to attack. If Raleigh encountered a monster with low combat power, he would run over and slap them to death. Then, he would drag the monster's corpse over to claim credit. He then took the bamboo shoot from Lu Chen's hand and continued munching on it. Whether he knew it or not, even Raleigh was more useful than these 6 players. Lu Chen felt that this arrangement did not help at all. It felt like an overpowering god bringing a newbie to the top. After a while, he could not help but speak up. If you find any more wild monsters, just go up and attack. Don't be afraid. If there's any danger, I'll help you take care of it. In this way, your battle experience will be greatly increased. When Lu Yang and the others heard this, they were so happy that their hearts were about to burst. They could get a little experience points by forming a team with him. Of course, Lu Chen only wanted to quicken the journey. To them, it was too much. In a short while, Lu Yang had already risen to level 5. The weakest among the others was also at level 3. Everyone was so excited about the prospects of leveling up this quickly. However, they knew that this was only a one-time opportunity. Increasing their combat power was the way to go. Now that they basically had the protection of a so-called god, it could be said that the entire Tiger Mountain was at their beck and call. Even if the 6 of them were to fight the 9 tigers, they would not hesitate to charge forward and do it. With morning mist around, the 9 tigers would not stand a chance. Plus, the ancient Ash Wolf King had already become Morning Mist's woman. Morning Mist was clearly giving them a chance to increase their strength and battle experience. Hearing such a good thing happen, the eyes of the player at the left, right, and back of the party turned red with envy. Because the wild monsters basically appeared at the front, they also wanted to increase their experience and battle strength. Although they wanted to kill these monsters, they would be exhausted holding the back and sides. However, they could increase their combat EXP if they were up front. As time passed, their combat power, experience points, and levels would all increase rapidly if they all fought together. Lu Chen saw through their thoughts and smiled. You guys go to the front. Kill the monsters with them. After hearing this, these players jumped and ran to the front. The corners of their mouths almost reached their ears. Thus, these players began to fight with the wild monsters. Once a wild monster appeared, these players would swarm over, relying on their numbers to kill the other party. However, when they really faced a powerful monster, they were helpless. However, along the way, Lan Weiwei had completely shocked them. No matter what level of wild monsters came up, Lan Weiwei, this seemingly cute girl, only used one move to defeat them. Every single attack made these 6 players admire her strongness even more. 2, 0, 0, 0.3, 800.6, 600.12, 200. Each attack she did caused them to fall into deep thought. They could only deal 2,000 damage. However, Lan Weiwei could deal more than 2,000 damage, but it was not necessary because the monster only had 2,000 HP. This feeling was the same as meeting a straight-A student in school. There were even a few times when they saw monsters with higher levels and had activated a certain level of intelligence. When they saw Lan Weiwei, they were so scared that they ran with their tails between their legs. When they ran, they even peed all over the ground. The main reason was that Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei had intentionally hidden their auras to avoid scaring the monsters away in order to train them. The 6 of them swarmed forward, but the monster could not be bothered with them. Its gaze was as if it was telling the students that it was full and did not want to eat anymore. However, when Lan Weiwei quietly walked up to it and suddenly revealed her terrifying aura, the tiger was immediately scared to death. The few of them had been fighting the monster for half an hour, but in the end, they were not as effective as the other party who showed up. Could this be the legendary saying, if you do your best, you might not even be as good as others? This incident kept happening again and again. However, this did not make them feel the slightest bit of frustration. Instead, it inspired them to learn from Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei. Finally, when they had killed 400 to 500 monsters, the strongest silver tiger in the mountain could not hold it in any longer. If this continued, all of his monsters would be slaughtered, and they would be left with nothing. Without these monsters to stop them, what would the other players fight with? Most importantly, if it was just players killing monsters, they might not care too much. However, when the ancient Ash Wolf King, Lan Weiwei, as a silver boss of another territory, took the initiative to attack them, this represented a challenge. This challenge enraged them to no end. They had to accept it. Following 3 loud roars, the tiger mountain trembled 3 times. All the other animals on the mountain seemed to have heard their natural enemies. They all lay on the ground trembling, their heads buried in the ground, not daring to move at all. When all the monsters heard the roar, they instantly received a berserk buff. All their attributes, including their combat power, instantly doubled. Originally, there were still many players farming monsters below. Seeing that the monsters were about to be grinded to death made them excited, but when these 3 roars appeared, their HP instantly recovered by more than half, completing the counter-attack. For a moment, the cries of countless players rang out from Tiger Mountain. Following that, all the 3 tigers ran in the same direction. That was precisely where Lu Chen was located. At this moment, 3 fierce tigers that were as big as tall buildings suddenly appeared in front of Lu Chen. They crazily roared and spewed out terrifying auras from their mouths. Their entire body was covered in yellow and black stripes. Only their 4 legs were covered in white fur. These tigers seemed to contain a trace of white tiger bloodline. Chapter 83. Ash Wolf King vs 3 Fire Tigers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 83. Ash Wolf King vs 3 Fire Tigers. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Looking at the information of the 3 tigers before them, it shocked them. Fire Tiger, Level 16, Silver Boss, HP 80,000, Attack 5,000, Defense 800, Magic Defense 80, Skill Raging Flame, Injury Transfer, Raging Flame. The exclusive skill of the Fire Tiger. It will have different effects depending on the awakening of the bloodline. When the Fire Tiger lets out a furious roar, its entire body will be covered in flames of heat nearly 3,000 degrees. Its attack and defense will become doubled. The duration will be until the end of the fusion period. Any enemy that gets covered in flames would receive 500 magic damage per second for 20 seconds. There is even a chance to awaken the bloodline and complete the transformation. Cooldown time is 6 months, Injury Transfer. The injuries of the 9 fire tigers could be transferred to each other and shared. The injuries could also be transferred to one fire tiger while the rest of the fire tigers remain at their peak condition. Mysterious skill. Unknown, one could tell that the level of the fire tiger was not high. It was only level 16, far inferior to the level 20 wolf from before. However, the most powerful skill of this fire tiger was Raging Flame. If he was not facing an enemy with high agility like the gray wolf, that 1-minute incident would probably be enough to grind some enemies with high defense to death. However, it could be seen from this that the fire tigers were indeed stronger than the ancient ash wolf. If they were at the same level, Lan Weiwei might not be a match for these fire tigers. After all, the white tiger was one of the top 4 divine beasts. These fire tigers had a trace of bloodline, it might even be stronger than the ancient ash wolf. However, even so, it was not a problem for the current Lan Weiwei. Lan Weiwei's talent had always been far superior to ordinary monsters. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for her to become a powerful presence in the 6 territories. Now, Lan Weiwei had already become the ancient ash wolf king. The bloodline in her body had been gradually awakening. In addition, her level was much higher than these fire tigers, so these 3 fire tigers were not a big match for her at all. When the 2 parties confronted each other, Lu Yang and the others did not rush forward to court death like before. Instead, they consciously retreated behind Lu Chen. Only Raleigh did care about what was going on. He found a frog on the ground and this little fellow started to follow it around. Speaking of which, Raleigh was indeed a lucky creature. When they were in the Shao family, the entire Shao family was wiped out, but Raleigh was not injured at all. Even when Shao Bai attacked them and the house had been torn down, the corner that Raleigh hid in did not collapse. This could only be explained by luck. After so many battles today, Lu Chen had clearly discovered that many fire tigers were clearly keeping their distance away from Raleigh. However, they would rather sneak up on Lu Chen from afar than hurt Raleigh. This made Lu Chen extremely envious knowing that he had the claw and fight to survive. Raleigh, on the other hand, was just a giant panda playing with a frog on the ground, yet no one dared to disturb that little fellow. Is there any justice left in this world? Even though 3 fire tigers appeared in front of him at once, Lu Chen had no intention of making a move. It was not just because these ordinary tigers were too low-leveled and unnecessary. It was also because this battle belonged to the battle between the leaders of 2 silver territories. Although Lan Weiwei was a cute girl, this battle played a role in her dignity. Unless it was absolutely necessary, Lu Chen should not need to intervene. Lu Chen looked at the fire tiger's interface. That skill, injury transfer, was indeed a helpful skill. It was similar to how he and Lan Weiwei shared HP together. In other words, although the fire tiger only had 80,000 HP, if Lan Weiwei wanted to kill any of them, she would have to take 720,000 HP off the opponent at the end of the day. From the looks of it, the fire tigers were in existence with high attack and defense. Moreover, he was still trying to figure out the last skill of the fire tigers. What kind of skill would appear as an unknown? He looked at Lan Weiwei with a puzzled gaze. Lan Weiwei shook her head in reply. When she fought with the 9 tigers, she had never seen the 9 tigers use their special skill. If there were any, it would be that the 9 tigers were extremely well coordinated. It was as if the 9 of them were thinking the same thing. Lu Chen nodded. Normally, a tiger could give birth to many cubs. With the strength of their parents, they could grow into adults. However, as the saying went, 2 tigers could not live on the same mountain. Therefore, it was strange that the 9 fire tigers could exist in the mountain at the same time. However, Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei were not the only ones who felt strange. The 3 tigers looked at Lan Weiwei's interface and revealed a human-like expression of surprise. Ancient Ash Wolf King, Owner. Morning Mist, Name. Lan Weiwei, Intimacy. 165, Level. 33, Attack. 28,000, increases by 50% when transformed into the Ancient Ash Wool, increases by 50% with Moonlight Buff, increases by 50%, HP, 150,000, increases by 50% when transformed into the Ancient Ash Wolf, increases by 50% with Moonlight Buff, Defense. 1,200, increases by 50% when transformed into the Ancient Ash Wolf, increases by 50% with Moonlight buff, magic defense. 1200, increases by 50% when transformed into the Ancient Ash Wolf, increases by 50% with Moonlight buff, a total of 1600, skills. Demonic Flame, Frost Domain, True Form Transformation, Ash Wolf's Fury, Moonlight's Blessing, Soul Tracking, Demonic Flame. The Ancient Ash Wolf King spits out terrifying demonic flames, causing 8,000 physical and magic damage per second to the enemy in front of it. Frost Domain creates a frost domain, slowing down the enemy's attack speed and casting speed by 50%. True Form Transformation. When transformed into the Ancient Ash Wolf King, all attributes increase by 50%. Ash Wolf's Fury. The Ancient Ash Wolf King awakens the sleeping bloodline in its body, greatly increasing its own attributes, and has a chance to obtain an additional skill. Moonlight's Blessing. Under the moonlight, all attributes increase by 50%. Soul Tracking. When this skill is used, it can leave a mark deep within the target's soul. It can track up to 3 people. The mark will remain for 3 months. This skill can be shared with the owner. This little girl is actually the Ancient Ash Wolf. How did she become the Wolf King? Not only is she the Ancient Ash Wolf King, but as a little girl, she had the fighting capacity to make earth-shaking moves. The 3 tigers were shocked and it made them want to kill her even more. Not only will the fire tigers level up, but they would also have a better chance of knowing her secrets. 3 tiger roars and a wolf roar were heard. Lan Weiwei and the 3 fire tigers were already engaged in battle. However, Lan Weiwei did not need to transform into her real body at all. She could rely on her own combat strength to not fall into a disadvantageous position. Her swift phantom wolf claws and the raging flames that were released from the roars clashed together, creating a monstrous formation. The 2 sides fought back and forth. Although Lan Weiwei's agility and attacks were very high, she was unable to kill either one of them in one hit. Chapter 84. 9 Tigers to 1, Ancient Fire Tiger. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 84. 9 Tigers to 1, Ancient Fire Tiger. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Every time Lan Weiwei attacked, she could only deal 28,000 damage. 28,000.28,000.28,000.28,000. A string of red numbers floated in mid-air. These 3 fire tigers worked closely together. One was responsible for attracting Lan Weiwei's attention, while the other was responsible for attacking. The thinnest one was extremely fast and was responsible for sneak attacks. Their division of labor was extremely clear, and the timing of their attacks were very precise. As long as Lan Weiwei attacked one of the fire tigers, the other 2 would either pounce on her or spit fireballs from their mouths to attack from a distance. Although their attack power was not that high, it still made Lan Weiwei feel a little constrained. What was more annoying was that when Lan Weiwei's attack landed on the fire tigers, even though one of the fire tigers was hit, all of the fire tigers would start to lose HP. Lan Weiwei's attack. 28,000. The 3 fire tigers all attacked. 3, 111.3, 111.3, 111. The most frustrating thing was that Lan Weiwei's attack could only deal 28,000 damage. The opponent instantly spread the damage to the other 2 fire tigers, only losing over 3,000 HP in one hit. This was nothing compared to their 80,000 HP. Even though she had sent the 3 fire tigers flying time and time again, the opponent was able to pounce on her again with almost full HP. However, what made her somewhat puzzled was that this time, they actually did not activate their Raging Flame skill. Lu Chen, who was at the side, noticed something unusual. The 3 fire tigers seemed to be looking in his direction, intentionally or unintentionally. Their eyes were still filled with fear. Lu Chen's attack power was almost twice that of Lan Weiwei's. Moreover, judging from his equipment, he was probably very powerful. Lu Chen felt that the reason why they did not use their ultimate skill was because they were on guard against him. However, as the three fire tigers' injuries gradually increased, their HP also continued to drop. When their HP dropped to a quarter, the other fire tigers finally could not hold it in any longer as it let out a loud roar. Clouds followed the dragon, tigers followed the wind. A gust of strong wind appeared from all directions and rushed into the center. With Lan Weiwei and the three fire tigers standing at the center, it seemed like a tornado was forming. Then, in less than 10 seconds, 6 fire tigers came whistling from their surroundings. Some of them were drowsy, as if they had just woken up. Some of them had blood on the corners of their mouths, as if they were eating. The 6 fire tigers had different forms, but they appeared at the same time during a crisis. Lu Chen felt that something was not right. This was too abnormal. As the saying went, there was no room for 2 tigers on a mountain, unless they were a male and a female. Moreover, a normal birth should be both male and female. However, these 9 fire tigers were actually all males, and they even lived together in harmony on this mountain. It was too strange. Moreover, although each fire tiger had different forms, their combat abilities were all the same, and their parameters were all the same. This made this whole situation very strange. The moment these 6 fire tigers appeared, they instantly joined the battle. For a moment, the battle situation instantly heightened in stakes. Fireballs flew all over the sky. Meanwhile, Lan Weiwei's wolf claw attacks continuously caused damage to the 9 fire tigers. Despite her high attack and high agility, it was already a little difficult for her to deflect them. Although the fire tigers had an advantage in numbers on their side, they did not collide with each other. On the contrary, they cooperated very well. Their attack power was powerful. Moreover, they attacked from many angles. Even Lan Weiwei had no way to dodge all of them. Even if Lan Weiwei wanted to attack one of the fire tigers at close range, the other fire tigers would find loopholes from all sorts of angles and launch sneak attacks. After a while, Lan Weiwei was also slightly injured. However, Lan Weiwei was no longer the ancient Ash Wolf King from before. Her combat strength was indeed much stronger than the 9 tigers, so 9 tigers' HP continued to drop. Before long, the 9 tigers' HP bar had already bottomed out. More than 700,000 HP was forcefully hit by Lan Weiwei until a bit was left. In one more minute, these 9 tigers would be completely wiped out by Lu Chen. Lu Chen was very satisfied. Not only was taking in this beauty Lan Weiwei very pleasing to the eye, but her combat power was also so strong that it saved him a lot of trouble. This was no different from hacking and leveling up. It was awesome. However, at this moment, 9 tigers finally felt that Lan Weiwei's strength was far beyond their imagination. The number was simply not enough to bridge the gap in strength. They quickly exchanged glances with each other. After that, they made a decision at the same time and pounced on the largest fire tiger. The following scene completely shocked Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei. Lu Yang and the others watched with their eyes wide open. When the other 8 fire tigers touched the largest one, it looked like snow touching fire as they directly merged into the body of the fire tiger. Meanwhile, the remaining fire tiger rapidly expanded at a speed visible to the naked eye. The aura it emitted became more and more terrifying the more it merged with the others. When Lu Yang looked at the information on the tiger's interface, his scalp immediately went numb. Ancient Fire Tiger, Level 30, Silver Boss, HP, 1,440,000, Attack 90,000, Defense 14,400, Magic Defense 1,440, Skill Raging Flame, Injury Transfer, Raging Flame. The exclusive skill of the Ancient Fire Tiger. It will have different effects depending on the awakening of the bloodline. When the fire tiger lets out a furious roar, its entire body will be covered in flames of heat nearly 3,000 degrees. Its attack and defense will become doubled. The duration will be until the end of the fusion period. Any enemy that gets covered in flames would receive 9,000 magic damage per second for 360 seconds. There is even a chance to awaken the bloodline and complete the transformation. Cooldown time is 0. Injury transfer. The injuries of the 9 fire tigers could be transferred to each other and shared. The injuries could also be transferred to one fire tiger while the rest of the fire tigers remain at their peak condition. 9 tigers to 1. The 9 tigers were born from the same womb. They have a telepathic connection with each other and possess the white tiger bloodline. During critical moments, they could combine into one and temporarily become an ancient fire tiger. They would merge their powers into a single fire tiger and double the powers. Lu Chen's heart thumped when he saw these attributes. This ancient fire tiger not only possessed the strength of 9 tigers, but all its attributes were also doubled. Its attack power of up to 90,000 was already more than 3 times that of Lan Weiwei. Even Lu Chen himself had more than doubled it. The difference was too huge. Especially that magic attack of 9,000 points, it was simply ridiculous. Even if the HP of Lan Weiwei and Lu Chen were added together, it would not be enough for the other party to burn for 20 seconds. On the other hand, the other party's skill could last for 360 seconds. If Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei were tied together, even 10 of their lives would not be enough. Moreover, the cooldown time of this skill had no time limit. As long as the ancient fire tiger that was formed from the fusion did not disintegrate, this skill would continue to exist. This was even higher than the attributes that Lan Weiwei had, and she was the ancient Ash Wolf King. Lan Weiwei's face turned just a little pale. After all, although Lan Weiwei was still in the process of awakening, she still possessed the ancient Ash Wolf King's bloodline. However, now, she seemed to be at a disadvantage. This was indeed the white tiger bloodline. Even if it was just a thread of difference, it was still able to surpass the ancient Ash Wolf King's bloodline. Chapter 85. Bao God, 7-star succession. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 85. Bao God, 7-star succession. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Seeing that the situation was unfavorable to her, Lan Weiwei could no longer hold back her strength. With a long howl, she directly transformed into the ancient Ash Wolf King. True form transformation. When transformed into the ancient Ash Wolf King, all attributes increase by 50%. At this moment, the moon hung high in the sky, and the moonlight nourished her body. Moonlight's blessing. Under the moonlight, all attributes increase by 50%. Under these two enhancements, the ancient Ash Wolf King's attributes also doubled. However, even so, it was still inferior to the ancient fire tiger. The fire tiger roared, and even Lu Chen felt a tremor. At the sidelines, Lu Yang and the others were already at a loss. However, even at this moment, they still did not escape, which made Lu Chen commend them for their bravery. The ancient Ash Wolf King took the initiative to strike first. With incomparable speed, it directly leaped into the air. Under the moonlight, a pitch-black shadow of a wolf crossed under the moon. In the next moment, the ancient Ash Wolf King suddenly opened its mouth. A purple ball of light formed in its mouth and gradually expanded. Then, it directly formed a pillar of light that charged at the ancient fire tiger. Sky-piercing demonic flame. The ancient Ash Wolf King spits out a terrifying demonic flame, demonic flame. The ancient Ash Wolf King spits out terrifying demonic flames, causing 8,000 physical and magic damage per second to the enemy in front of it. The ancient fire tiger howled in pain, and it tried to dodge, but its speed was far from enough to dodge the ancient Ash Wolf King's attack. The 13,000 physical and magic damage landed on the fire tiger's body, and for a full 10 seconds, it depleted 130,000 of its HP. It was a very powerful attack. However, it was only a fraction of the opponent's HP. The ancient fire tiger was furious. It raised its head and spat out fireballs at the ancient ash wolf king in the sky. Raging flame. The exclusive skill of the ancient fire tiger. It will have different effects depending on the awakening of the bloodline. When the fire tiger lets out a furious roar, its entire body will be covered in flames of heat nearly 3,000 degrees. Its attack and defense will become doubled. The duration will be until the end of the fusion period. Any enemy that gets covered in flames would receive 9,000 magic damage per second for 360 seconds. There is even a chance to awaken the bloodline and complete the transformation. This skill could be maintained forever, and is a passive skill. Countless flames suddenly emerged from its body, enveloping it. Even though Lu Chen was more than 100 meters away, he could still feel the scorching heat. These countless fireballs were like suns being shot out, illuminating the entire deep forest. The ancient Ash Wolf King's actions were extremely swift and violent. It jumped left and right, avoiding most of the attacks. However, the ancient fire tiger was ultimately more powerful. 2 of the fireballs had hit the ancient Ash Wolf King. Instantly, 18,000 HP decreased from the ancient Wolf King. Then, the ancient fire tiger charged forward, and the 2 towering beasts immediately engaged in a fierce battle. The ancient fire tiger tried to bite the ancient Ash Wolf King continuously, and its 2 front claws jumped up high, trying to hit the ancient Ash Wolf King. The ancient Ash Wolf King dodged left and right, relying on its high agility to dodge the damage. The ancient fire tiger was extremely smart. Once it engaged in close combat, it would use its powerful attack power to hurt the ancient Ash Wolf King, and once it engaged in a long-range battle, it would spit fireballs wildly. The Ash Wolf King was at a disadvantage and immediately howled to the moon. Lu Chen immediately understood that Lan Weiwei was asking him for help. Lu Chen did not say anything else. With a thought, a golden title instantly appeared above his head. Bao God. Bao God. Your understanding of bows has reached an unfathomable level. When you use a Bao-type weapon, you will receive a special effect bonus. This effect will grow with your level. Accurate arrow. When you use a Bao-type weapon, your attack is set to hit. Armor breaker. When you use a bow and arrow type weapon to attack, you will dispel 90% of the target's armor. Lu Chen immediately took out a bow from his backpack and loaded 7 arrows at once. 7-star succession. You can shoot 7 arrows at once, and your attack power will be increased by 500%. Based on Lu Chen's current attack, each arrow could deal 44,860 damage. A total of 7 arrows would give more damage. In an instant, it reached 1,570,000 points. Fire. This 1,570,000 attack point was enough to directly kill this ancient fire tiger. The ancient fire tiger felt its hair stand on end, and a chill ran down its spine. In the next moment, the originally tall and mighty ancient fire tiger suddenly split into 9, and became a 9 ancient fire tiger again. Lu Chen's 7 arrows hit one at the same time and its HP was instantly reduced to 0. The ancient Ash Wolf King killed one with its claw and another one with its mighty bite. The 3 fire tigers' HP was reduced to 0. However, in the next moment, the 3 ancient fire tigers actually stood up once again. Then, the HP of each fire tiger decreased once again. Lu Chen immediately understood that regardless of whether it was his or the Ash Wolf King's attacks, they could only kill the fire tiger that was currently being attacked. Once it escapes the attack, other fire tigers would absorb the HP of the attacked fire tiger and reappear. This kind of skill was very similar to the situation between him and the Ash Wolf King. However, Lu Chen did not stop at all. He shot out another 7 arrows. This time, the ancient fire tigers finally reacted. They merged together again and shot out fireballs consecutively. However, in order to offset Lu Chen's arrows, they needed more than 10 fireballs. This arrow was only enough for the ancient fire tiger to shoot out 5 or 6 more attacks. This time, more than half of the arrows landed on the ancient fire tiger. The ancient fire tiger only had less than 1/3 of its HP left from this hit. The ancient fire tiger was shocked and furious. It directly charged at the ancient Ash Wolf King without hesitation. Ash Wolf's Fury. The ancient Ash Wolf King awakens the sleeping bloodline in its body, greatly increasing its own attributes, and has a chance to obtain an additional skill. At this moment, the ancient Ash Wolf King had already activated its Wrath of the Ash Wolf's Fury, increasing its attributes once again. Then, it activated its Moonlight's Blessing. Moonlight's Blessing. Under the moonlight, all attributes increase by 50%. The ancient Ash Wolf howled at the moon, causing 8,000 magic damage per second to enemies under the moonlight for 50 seconds. This also dealt significant damage to the ancient fire tiger. Seeing the ancient fire tiger charge forward, the ancient Ash Wolf had prepared for such a move to occur. It immediately unleashed its strongest attack. Demonic Flame. However, this attack missed. Because at this moment, the ancient fire tiger suddenly changed its direction, avoiding the attack and charged towards Lu Chen. It was a diversion. This ancient fire tiger not only had extremely high combat strength, it was smart as well. At this moment, the ancient Ash Wolf King had no time to stop the charging attack. However, this also caught Lu Chen somewhat unprepared. The ancient Ash Wolf King was anxious, and directly released its other skill Frost Domain. Frost Domain creates a frost domain, slowing down the enemy's attack speed and casting speed by 50%. Once this domain was activated, the fire tiger's speed instantly decreased by half. Lu Chen did not dare to hesitate and directly took out an arrow. Shattered Stars. You can shoot a powerful arrow that ignores all the defense of the target, and it will definitely land a critical hit, causing 10 times the penetrating damage. This arrow was enough to deal over 400,000 damage in one go. The ancient fire tiger, who was slowed down, definitely had no chance to dodge now. Chapter 86. Kill the ancient fire tiger, obtain a new title. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 86. Kill the ancient fire tiger, obtain a new title. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. This Shattered Stars skill carried a terrifying aura as it shot straight towards the fire tiger. The power of this arrow caused the surrounding air to continuously distort around it. The fire tiger was unable to dodge in time. It could only continuously spit out fireballs from its mouth as a counterattack. However, the frost domain had a huge impact on the fire tiger's attack speed. The last time Lu Chen used the 7-star succession, the ancient fire tiger had only spat out 6 fireballs. Now, at such a close distance, after passing through the ancient Ash Wolf King's frost domain, it could not point 400,000. A shocking red number appeared above the fire tiger's head. With a world-shaking explosion, the ancient fire tiger was killed by Lu Chen's attack. Lu Yang and the others were stupefied. After all, they had a total of 6 players. Facing an ordinary fire tiger, they had to use all of their abilities to deal only a little damage. However, when Lu Chen was facing a silver boss, not just 9 bosses, but a boss with doubled attributes, he could still defeat the enemy in one move. As expected, some people could defeat things even in their sleep. As expected of the only morning mist. Looking at the equipment dropped by this ancient fire tiger, everyone was even more dumbfounded. If the equipment that Lan Weiwei had dropped from killing monsters had made Lu Yang and the other 6 jealous, then the equipment that had dropped from this boss was truly amazing. However, when they saw the equipment that this boss dropped, their eyes turned green with envy. If they were given this equipment, their strength would at least be threefold. Other than the silver boss, they could kill the rest of the monsters as they pleased. However, facing so many pieces of equipment, they did not even have the thought of snatching it. They knew that if they dared to make a move, they would meet a fate far worse than this ancient fire tiger. They vaguely remembered the fear of the 10,000 members of the White Alliance being destroyed by morning mist. However, Lu Chen was not in the mood to check his equipment because the ancient Ash Wolf King let out a sad cry and fell to the ground. Even the aura of the wolf was declining rapidly. Lu Chen quickly checked the interface of the ancient Ash Wolf King. Ancient Ash Wolf King, owner. Morning Mist, name. Lan Weiwei, intimacy. 180, level. 37, attack. 32,000, increases by 50% when transformed into the ancient Ash Wool, increases by 50% with Moonlight buff, increases by 50%, HP, 35,619, increases by 50% when transformed into the ancient Ash Wolf, increases by 50% with Moonlight buff, defense. 1,500, increases by 50% when transformed into the ancient Ash Wolf, increases by 50% with Moonlight buff, magic defense. 1,600, increases by 50% when transformed into the ancient Ash Wolf, increases by 50% with Moonlight buff, skills. Demonic Flame, Frost Domain, True Form Transformation, Ash Wolf's Fury, Moonlight's Blessing, Soul Tracking, Demonic Flame. The ancient Ash Wolf King spits out terrifying demonic flames, causing 18,000 physical and magic damage per second to the enemy in front of it. Frost Domain. Creates a frost domain, slowing down the enemy's attack speed and casting speed by 50%. True Form Transformation. When transformed into the ancient Ash Wolf King, all attributes increase by 50%. Ash Wolf's Fury. The ancient Ash Wolf King awakens the sleeping bloodline in its body, greatly increasing its own attributes, and has a chance to obtain an additional skill. Moonlight's Blessing. Under the moonlight, all attributes increase by 50%. Soul Tracking. When this skill is used, it can leave a mark deep within the target's soul. It can track up to 3 people. The mark will remain for 3 months. This skill can be shared with the owner. Ash Wolf's Howl. The exclusive skill of the ancient Ash Wolf. It will have a different effect as the bloodline awakens. When the Ash Wolf howls at the moon, it will deal 12,000 magic damage per second to enemies under the moonlight for 60 seconds. After experiencing this battle, Lan Weiwei's level had risen by 4 levels. Her combat power, defense, and others had all received a huge increase. Even the Ash Wolf's Howl skill, whether it was the damage points or the duration, had increased. It was definitely a good sign to work towards. Oddly enough, her HP seemed to be constantly decreasing 0.5, 000, 0.5, 000, 0.5, 000. Every second, her HP decreased by 5,000. By the time Lu Chen checked on Lan Weiwei's condition, Lan Weiwei's HP had decreased by another 15,000. She only had around 20,000 HP left. If not for the Moonlight's Blessing, she would have died long ago. Lu Chen instantly understood that Lan Weiwei had accidentally touched the flames on the ancient fire tiger's body, and that was why her HP kept dropping. Based on Lan Weiwei's current injuries, she would lose all her HP in less than a minute. Moreover, this condition would even affect him through the pet contract, causing his HP to drop as well. At this moment, Lu Chen was at a loss. He watched as Lan Weiwei's health bar decreased bit by bit. However, Lan Weiwei looked at Lu Chen without a trace of resentment in her eyes. There was only reluctance in her eyes. If she was just an ignorant young girl before this, then at this moment of near death, the young girl's heart had finally awakened. At this moment, a voice sounded in Lu Chen's ear. A golden title appeared above his head again. Your medical proficiency has been raised to the highest level. You have obtained the title, Medicine God. Medicine God. Your understanding of medical skills has reached an unfathomable level. When you use medical skills, you will receive a special effect bonus. This effect will grow along with your level. Negative elimination. When you use the Medicine God title, you will be immune to all negative effects of your own body. When you use medical skills on others, there is a 90% chance of helping others to be immune to all negative effects. Herb bonus. When you plant herbs, the growth rate of the herbs will be 20 times faster than the original speed. The medicinal effects of the herbs will be increased tenfold. Continuous healing. The effect of your healing is outstanding. When you use your skills, you can cast a continuous healing on yourself. The healing time is 30 seconds. The healing effect is to recover 2% to 30% of your HP every second. When you use it on others, the effect will be reduced by half. This title was definitely very useful. Previously, other than the title of Undead, all the other titles were used to increase combat power. However, the effect of the Undead title was only to increase the probability of not dying. However, this title, Medicine God, could definitely increase his combat power by a lot. After all, this was equivalent to having a mobile HP buff. Once he uses it, he would be able to constantly recover his HP. Especially the first skill, Negative Elimination, which could heal his teammates at any time. Right now, he was basically a high-attack, high-defense assassin with medical support. He could practically be omnipotent at this point. This was undoubtedly a great thing. However, now was not the time to be in awe at this new-found title. At this moment, Lan Weiwei only had a little bit of HP left. Chapter 87. Divine Beast, White Tiger Soul Essence. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 87. Divine Beast, White Tiger Soul Essence. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Lan Weiwei's HP continued to drop 0.5, 000, 0.5, 000, 0.5, 000, 0.5, 000. 4 seconds later, Lan Weiwei's original 300,000 HP in her true form was now only left with over 1,000 HP. She was in grave danger. Lu Chen did not dare delay things any longer. With a thought, a golden title appeared above his head. Medicine God. Following that, a negative elimination was cast on Lan Weiwei. In the next moment, a green light shot out from Lu Chen's hand and enveloped Lan Weiwei's entire body. The flame that was faintly attached to her body disappeared in an instant. Lan Weiwei's HP finally stopped decreasing. Then, Lu Chen once again cast a skill, Continuous Healing. Continuous Healing. The effect of your healing is outstanding. When you use your skills, you can cast a continuous healing on yourself. The healing time is 30 seconds. The healing effect is to recover 2% to 30% of your HP every second. When you use it on others, the effect will be reduced by half. At this moment, an even brighter green light entered Lan Weiwei's body again. Plus 22,500. Lan Weiwei's HP immediately increased by 22,500 points. 15% of her own HP recovered. Plus 1,500. Plus 7,500. Lan Weiwei's HP recovered at a speedy pace. Her complexion and condition were also rapidly improving. The scene before their eyes once again exceeded the understanding of Lu Yang and the others. Was everyone playing the same game? Could it be that she was playing a fake second world game? In less than 10 seconds, Lan Weiwei's condition had almost completely recovered. Lu Chen helped her up, and the two of them looked at the equipment dropped by the ancient fire tiger together. Demonic Flame Incineration. When you use a bow type weapon, all your attacks will have the demonic flame incineration effect. It will cause the enemy to continuously lose health for 3 seconds, which is equivalent to receiving 3 times the damage. Note: this skill has the effect of both physical and magic attacks. This skill was the same as the ancient fire tiger used on Lan Weiwei, only the duration was shorter. However, when the ancient fire tiger used this skill, opponents would only lose 9,000 HP every second. However, Lu Chen's attack power was several times higher than that. Therefore, it was still considered a win. In addition, when he used Shattered Stars, it will now have the additional effect of Demonic Flame. That was equivalent to a full 30 times of his attack power. If he were to face this ancient fire tiger again, Lu Chen would directly beat in an instant. One had to know that the Shattered Stars skill ignored the defenses of opponents. The damage that it dealt would all be considered true damage. If he had attacked Xiao Bai back then, this arrow would have taken care of him in a blink of an eye. Not to mention running away, he would not even be able to leave any remnants of bones behind. Lu Chen was a little excited as he looked at the equipment that had dropped. Congratulations, you have killed the 9 silver bosses. You have received a reward of 9,000 gold coins. Both Lu Chen and Lu Yang loved this reward. To Lu Yang, this was a total of $90 million. If he went out, he could be considered a rich man in a big city. If it was a small town, he would definitely be the richest. If Lu Yang received this 9,000 gold coins, he would directly exchange it for money. He would not need to play the game anymore. He would just buy 30 apartments and collect rent every day. When Lu Chen saw the gold coins, his burden lightened. As the city lord, many ordinary players said that he was extremely greedy. However, only he knew what he truly had to do. Every morning when he opens his eyes, tens of thousands of craftsmen, farmers, and all kinds of craftsmen come to him for support. God knows what would happen if his White Fog City ran out of money. Although this 5,000 gold coins was not too much, it was not enough either. With a sigh, Lu Chen looked at the last treasure that dropped. This item looked a bit strange. It was actually a drop of milky white liquid that was floating in the air. It was constantly emitted a mysterious aura, and within the round drop of liquid, there was a faint roar of an illusory white tiger. White Tiger Soul Essence. Contains a trace of the ancient divine beast White Tiger's bloodline, can be consumed by tiger creatures. After consuming it, it can increase one's own training. Special effect. Once consumed, it can improve one's physique. In future training, one can have the possibility of evolving into a divine beast White Tiger. This was a bountiful battle. Seeing this, even Lan Weiwei could not help but praise the items. After all, Lan Weiwei had gone through such a tough battle to defeat the ancient Ash Wolf King and obtain the ancestral bloodline. However, if it was a tiger creature that obtained this White Tiger Soul Essence, it could gradually awaken the White Tiger bloodline, and its future cultivation speed would be far beyond imagination. Otherwise, these 9 ancient fire tigers would not have been so powerful. Right as Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei were about to put away the drop of White Tiger Essence, a chubby, furry hand suddenly reached out. It snatched the drop of White Tiger Essence away. Lu Chen turned his head and saw that the person who snatched the drop of White Tiger Essence was Raleigh. Before anyone could react, Raleigh swallowed the drop of White Tiger Essence in one gulp. Raleigh moved as fast as lightning. Before anyone could react, not only did he eat the White Tiger Essence, he even burped like a champion. Lu Chen's heart ached. The White Tiger Essence was eaten by Raleigh just like that. He was worried that the White Tiger's attributes were incompatible with Raleigh as he was a panda. Even level Lan Weiwei dared not to devour it so easily. Would there be any side effects from Raleigh eating it? However, reality proved that they were overthinking things. As Raleigh ate the White Tiger Essence, a golden title lit up on Raleigh's head once again. Luck Bonus. The ancient panda has activated the Luck Bonus skill. The White Tiger Soul Essence has been transformed into the ancient Iron Beast Soul Essence. The ancient panda Raleigh has obtained an ancient Iron Beast Soul Essence. The ancient Iron Beast bloodline in his body is gradually awakening. There is a certain chance for him to obtain a new skill. When Lu Yang and the others saw this scene, their jaws almost dropped to the ground. The F***CK, this works too. That's not right, this doesn't make sense. Is there something wrong with your brain? Are you trying to apply scientific explanations in the second world? What you said makes sense. I can't refute it, but why do I feel that something is wrong? I thought that morning mist was of a different plane, but now it seems that this giant panda is way above him. UID*OT, look carefully at the panda's information panel. Holy F***CK. This ancient panda's information panel has changed again. How did his combat power increase again? Why is he so much higher than us now? As soon as he said that, everyone immediately looked at Raleigh's information panel. Ancient Panda, Owner. Morning Mist, Name. Raleigh, Intimacy. 130, Level. 15, Attack. 2500, HP, 120,000, Defense. 20,000, Magic Defense. 20,000, Skill. Luck bonus, Luck bonus. With heaven's blessing, there is a high chance of avoiding disaster, turning a bad situation into a good one, and averting a disaster. Provides a luck buff for 60 seconds. Has a certain chance to be immune to all negative effects and damage. Chapter 88. Battle of the Silver Bosses, shocked the internet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 88. Battle of the Silver Bosses, shocked the internet. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Everyone was shocked and they saw Raleigh's transformation. Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei had fought for so long, but why did it feel like Raleigh was the one who had improved the most? Was the world this unfair? Apart from eating bamboo shoots, gnawing on bamboo, and catching little frogs, this little fellow had leveled up just like that. Was there any justice in this world? At the same time, a few players who had not been paying close attention to Raleigh's information panel finally noticed something strange. No way, no way. This ancient panda is like Lan Weiwei, both of them are Morning Mist's pets. Where did Morning Mist get so many top-tier pets? I want one too. Who doesn't want them? They're so special. Look at you guys. You guys only want ordinary pets. I'm different from you guys. My dream is to be Morning Mist's pet. You're amazing. You have an impossible dream. This is ridiculous. I never thought that I would be jealous of a panda one day. The world has changed. People either want to be other people's pets or have lame pets. At this point, they all looked at Lu Chen with different emotions in their eyes. It made Lu Chen's hair stand on end. Lu Yang realized that after a short period of time, Lu Chen's attributes had all been maxed out under the blessing of his title Medicine God. However, Lu Yang and the others were already numb to such things. In less than a day, everything that Lu Chen had done was a godly skill in their eyes. At this moment, the improvements that Lu Chen had obtained in this battle were finally revealed. Name. Morning Mist, Level. 35, Class. Sword Saint, now able to change class to War God, titles. Sword God, Hidden, Shield God, Hidden, Axe God, Hidden, Blade God, Hidden, All. Rounded Master, Hidden, Vitality. 6,800, Strength. 6,356, Agility. 5,381, Intelligence. 4,612, HP, 63,030, MP 66,000, Attack. 68,860, Attack Speed. 29, Defense. 4,250, Magic Defense. 2,500, Reputation. 3,010, Lu Chen had definitely made a huge profit from this. Among the information on the interface, other than the small increase in reputation points, the rest had increased by a lot. Especially more so for his attack power, which had increased by almost half, to over 20,000 points. All of his stats had also increased by 10% to 50%. Moreover, his level had also increased by 5 levels. It should be known that the further one leveled up, the harder it would be. Lu Chen's 5-level increase far surpassed Lu Yang and the others. Going to Tiger Mountain and battling the boss was truly worth it. Lu Chen, Lan Weiwei, and Raleigh, the two of them in one beast, had gained great advancements. Moreover, their skills had also been further improved. Lu Chen noticed that Raleigh's luck bonus increased its ability to turn misfortune into good luck. This was a new characteristic that he had obtained after obtaining the ancient Iron Beast bloodline. Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei looked at each other with eyes filled with joy. For a moment, the atmosphere actually felt a little different. Morning Mist, you're really, just when the atmosphere on Lu Chen's side started to turn chipper, a discordant voice suddenly interrupted them. Lan Weiwei's heart was filled with displeasure. Her gaze was ice-cold when she heard it. She turned her head and stared at Lu Yang. What are you doing? Lu Yang shivered when she asked. This big-eyed girl in front of him actually looked menacing. He quickly turned his eyes to Lu Chen and said, I've recorded everything that happened to Morning Mist. I want to put this video into my live broadcast account. Want to take a look? Lu Chen weighed the 9,000 gold coins in his hand and thought to himself, it's too slow to earn money just by fighting monsters and leveling up. If I can put my battle video online and let everyone reward me, I'm sure my income will increase. Most importantly, although the reputation value was not useful right now, Lu Chen felt that this was likely to be more important than gold coins in the future. He said to Lu Yang, sure, but how do we split the reward? Lu Yang never expected Lu Chen to agree so easily. He waved his hands excitedly and said, Morning Mist, I don't want a single cent of this money. All the income belongs to you. Although Lu Yang was only a junior high school student and was a noob in the second world, he was able to gather 5 people to fight monsters with him on the mountain. Moreover, he had been with Lu Chen for so long without being despised, there was definitely something unique about him. He knew very well that to be able to obtain the exclusive battle video of the one and only Morning Mist, especially at such a close distance, it was definitely the only one in the world in terms of rarity. One had to know that the video of Morning Mist's battle in the past was never this close range. Moreover, that kind of trash video quality was almost completely grainy. One could imagine how much of a reaction the world would elicit when this video gets released. Nothing could be compared to being able to be by the side of Morning Mist's battles though. Just by standing by his side and gaining experience points, he had been able to level up so quickly. This was a benefit that many people could never dream of. Was this not just a cheaper version of a contracted pet? Lu Chen shook his head slightly. Although this battle video was his, if Lu Yang really operated the entire short video account, he would probably have to expend a lot of energy. It was fine if it happened once or twice, but if it went on like this, the other party might be dissatisfied. So, it was better to settle the score now. How about this, let's split it with a ratio of 9-1. Do you have any objections? Lu Yang was ecstatic. He had no objections. This 10% was at least a few 100,000. Thank you, Morning Mist. Lu Yang's actions made the other 5 extremely envious. He even graciously hugged onto Morning Mist's thigh. Who was Morning Mist, should someone ask? Well, he was the most powerful person in the entire second world. No one could surpass him. The other players could not let Lu Yang monopolize such a good thing. They quickly rushed over to express their stance, Morning Mist, we too want to follow you. We have video accounts that can post your videos too. Lu Chen shook his head, only Lu Yang alone can release the video. When he said this, the other 5 players' faces were filled with disappointment. However, Lu Chen's next sentence rekindled their hope, your level is not low anymore. If you still want to follow me, you can go to White Fog City and report to Hade. Just say that I sent you all and gave you all permission. They asked curiously, Morning Mist, aren't you going back to White Fog City? Lu Chen smiled. Aren't there still 3 silver boss territories that haven't been cleared yet? I'm planning to go to the other 3 places and clear them all together. Chapter 89. Battle Videos Explodes on the Internet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 89. Battle Videos Explodes on the Internet. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. When Lu Chen said that he was going to farm the other 3 silver bosses, Lu Yang and the others had mixed feelings. Lu Yang was thinking that he might never be able to achieve Morning Mist's leveling speed in his entire life. However, the other 5 beat their chests and stomped their feet in their hearts. Why could they not be as shameless as Lu Yang? If they could have possibly been the one to follow him. However, Morning Mist had also arranged a good deal for them. It was already very difficult for ordinary people to become swordsmen, but they were actually able to directly acknowledge Hade as their master. This was something that they had never dared to hope for. At the same time, Lu Yang had already uploaded the video of Lu Chen and Lan Weiwei fighting the 9 tigers. As the fusion between the second world and the main world slowly merged, players could now use their phones in the second world, so this video was immediately seen by countless citizens. The enthusiasm of all the citizens were instantly ignited. Damn, why is Morning Mist starting to clear dungeons again? I'm really annoyed. While Morning Mist is frantically grinding monsters over there, I've queued up for an entire day, but I still haven't changed my class. Have you guys noticed that Morning Mist has already changed his class, but the person he changed his class to is actually a sword saint? What? He's actually a sword saint. As far as I know, we can only change our class to become swordsman. Above swordsman is sword soul, and above sword soul is sword saint. Isn't that right? There are already thousands of players who have already changed their class. As far as I know, there are only 3 or 5 people who have become sword souls. They're the direct descendants of the dragon team and those from the big families. You're being much too arrogant. It's one thing for Morning Mist to harvest our gains, but he doesn't need to personally take charge of them. Comparing different people from different classes would just infuriate us more. Don't spout nonsense. I heard from Hade just now that all the expenses in the city are provided by Morning Mist. It said that this bit of income can't make up for the expenses of the whole of White Fog City. If it weren't for Morning Mist, do you think we would still have a chance to change classes now? No way, I didn't know he had to do so much. If the great Morning Mist was really a greedy person, wouldn't he have sold the teleportation scrolls back then? You should know that the highest price was a few billion each, and the 3 scrolls in his hands could become $3 to $5 billion. That makes sense. Alright, stop talking. Hurry up and watch the video. I saw a few tigers on Tiger Mountain just now, and they were all silver bosses. There are only 3 fire tigers I see on screen right now, so it's not that bad. But this silver-haired girl is really powerful. She's actually able to fend off 3 silver bosses by herself. Silver-haired girl. You probably didn't watch the battle video from a few days ago, right? What video? I don't think I did. I've been in the game pod every day for the past month. Once I return to the main world, other than eating and going to the toilet, I'll hurry back and farm more monsters. The silver-haired girl you're talking about isn't a player of our game. She's the ancient Ash Wolf from Wolf Valley. She was originally on the same level as the silver bosses from Tiger Mountain. Later on, she followed Morning Mist and became the ancient Ash Wolf King. Wouldn't she have an easy time fighting these 3? When everyone saw that Lan Weiwei was not at a disadvantage fighting the 3 fire tigers, they got more excited. When Lan Weiwei suppressed the 3 silver-tier ancient fire tigers, everyone cheered on. They were even happier than when they themselves defeated a boss. In an instant, everyone's reaction was the same as Lu Yang and the others. I also want a pet like Lan Weiwei. I can go to the battlefield during the day, drop her off, and go to bed. Hey, you're thinking too much. Lan Weiwei is the ancient ash wolf that Morning Mist got. You probably have to work hard to even kill a level 5 wild dog. Don't tell me you want to rely on a wild dog to do your bidding. If I have a pet like Lan Weiwei, I'll follow her, let her fight monsters, and level up myself. Just as everyone was envious of Lu Chen having a pet like Lan Weiwei, the other 6 ancient fire tigers suddenly jumped out. When the others saw that 9 tigers actually came from an ancient fire tiger, everyone was shocked. The pressure that this ancient fire tiger gave off made people shudder through their phone screens. Isn't he amazing? I feel that he's much stronger than an ordinary silver boss. He's even stronger than the ancient ash wolf. I remembered that the White Alliance wanted to attack the Tiger Mountain boss back then. Now that I think about it, even if Morning Mist didn't destroy the White Alliance back then, they would have still died to the Tiger Mountain bosses. Yeah, I'm sure they do badly. D*MN, this ancient fire tiger's combat power is way too strong. Especially since the flames on its body can last for 360 seconds. If it were me, I'd definitely die. Let alone 360 seconds, I can't even last a second with an attack of 9,000 points. That's so scary. Last time, I wanted to find a few friends to farm a silver boss. Now, it seems that no matter how many players go, we'll just be sending these players on a silver platter to the boss. The Bao God title has appeared again. He even shot 7 arrows in one go. His combat power is too strong. I'm so jealous, I want to fight monsters with Morning Mist as well. Me too. I'm so desperate that I'd be happy to even become one of Morning Mist's leg hairs. This silver boss was killed by Morning Mist. F***ck, he died in just one hit. When Lu Chen used Shattered Stars to kill the ancient fire tiger, the entire place went into an uproar. Morning Mist being able to kill a silver-tier lord from Bear Ridge was already very impressive. However, this battle had once again refreshed their understanding of Morning Mist. As everyone wanted to see just how many benefits Morning Mist would receive and how many pieces of equipment he would drop, the video suddenly came to an end. This scene greatly disappointed many players. It was obvious that the next moment would be the best. It made their hearts itch in wanting to know more. Who the H*LL recorded this video without showing its end? Does he even know how to make a video, exactly who recorded it? If anyone has any clues, let me know. I'll give them 10 gold coins for the end of the video. I too want to know who recorded it. Also, I want to know if he still needs people to record the video. I'm a cameraman in the main world. Who the H*LL recorded this? This video is getting too popular. I'll give them 200 gold coins for the ending. So what if you give them 200 gold coins? If I give them 5,000 gold coins, wouldn't that be insulting Morning Mist? I want to support Morning Mist as well. All of you, pay up. If you don't, you're not from the Dragon Country. As soon as these words were said, in an instant, hundreds of thousands of other players shouted. Chapter 90. Rumors of Ancient Martial Arts Aristocratic Families. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 90. Rumors of Ancient Martial Arts Aristocratic Families. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Entertaining Dinosaur would reward a sports car for the end of this video. Romantic Zhang would reward a carnival date for the end of this video. Little Flame would reward a plane for the end of this video. Su Family's Young Master would reward 88 rockets for the end of this video. Gu Family's Young Master would reward 100 rockets for the end of this video. Instantly, countless gift rewards appeared on the comments section of the video. When the 100 rockets appeared, it made those who were originally streamers in the main world extremely envious. However, everyone knew who the Su family's and Gu family's young masters were. It was definitely Su Ziyuan and Gu Yiming. These two naturally understood that this battle video must have been posted with Lu Chen's acquiescence. Otherwise, how could there be such a close-up view of the battle? Moreover, there were several times when the person who was recording the battle was clearly less than 10 meters away from Lu Chen. Lu Yang's live stream room had only uploaded the battle video for less than half an hour. There were already $400,000 to $500,000 worth of gifts that poured in. This made Lu Yang extremely happy. According to the 50-50 split platform rule, the current video alone could earn him more than $200,000. This was only the beginning to becoming rich. What made him even happier was that the video broadcasting platform immediately contacted him. The higher-ups of the video broadcasting platform personally made a call, indicating that from now on, the hosting platform would no longer take a cut of all the videos sent out by this account. All the income would be given to the streamer himself. Lu Yang proudly said to the other 5 people, "I knew it. There are so many rich people online. How could there be someone who would casually give us a reward to farm money? Fortunately, I had the foresight to ask you guys to take the initiative to give us money in the comments section. This way, we would definitely earn more." Lu Yang's friends saw him like this and their faces darkened. This was clearly the most basic trick to getting cash. Why did he feel like he had made a great contribution after using it? However, it had to be said that this trick really worked. When the players saw that someone took the initiative to give money, they also followed suit to give gifts and rewards. As for the money that these Patreons tipped, Lu Yang would double it from his own income and return it to them. Therefore, for a time, they were very motivated to tip, and the amount he gained just kept increasing. Lu Chen looked at their actions and felt a little embarrassed. Why did this make him feel like a certain vigilante with a green hood? Fortunately, Lu Chen's video also taught everyone a lot of battle knowledge and how to analyze monsters. It was very beneficial for players who wanted to farm monsters. Therefore, the benefits gained from the players were worth it. It was a win-win situation. In the meeting room, many senior leaders and experts of the Dragon Country were studying the video carefully. After the first elder of the Dragon Group watched the video, he pondered for a moment before he spoke. "I have studied these monsters in the second world for a long time. After my analysis, I found that these beasts are much stronger than humans. Their innate physical fitness is stronger than humans. The only advantage humans have is their fast leveling speed and high IQ. This is also our magic weapon against the enemy. It should be known that whether it's Lan Weiwei who is by Lu Chen's side or the ancient fire tiger in front of us, both of them have been cultivating for at least several thousand years. Setting aside Lu Chen, for example, existences like Xiao Bai and I can only reach that level of strength within several decades or even 100 years. The other experts nodded slightly. Their strength was far from being as powerful as Lu Chen and the First Elder. Many of them had even obtained their strength through various fortuitous encounters after entering the second world. Therefore, when they saw that the silver boss Lu Chen was facing, the ancient fire tiger, was actually so powerful, their hearts were pounded. If silver bosses were all such existences, then they would not be able to defeat them no matter what. The first elder of the Dragon Group pointed at a corner of the screen and continued on with his thoughts. Look carefully at this angle. It seems that the cameraman intentionally missed it, trying to cover it up. But if we look carefully, there is a faint red minus sign there. If I'm not wrong, it should be the ancient Ash Wolf King that is continuously losing HP. The demonic flame skill on the ancient fire tiger in the video just now was activated. This means that the fireball that was spat out from their mouth touched the ancient Ash Wolf. No matter how fast the ancient Ash Wolf King moves, it would still be unable to avoid being hit. Ever since the ancient Ash Wolf King was hit by the fireballs, I have been calculating the time in my mind. If I guessed correctly, the ancient Ash Wolf King's HP would definitely be reduced to 0. There is no chance of survival. I told the members of the dragon team that the next time they met Lu Chen, they would have to observe the ancient Ash Wolf King beside him. Oh, right, her current name is Lan Weiwei. We were told to observe her physical condition. If she's fully recovered, it means that Lu Chen still has many secrets that we don't know about. However, everyone must be careful. No matter what, don't make an enemy out of Lu Chen. Once these words were said, all the other people nodded. In fact, even if the higher-ups did not say anything, they would not dare to go and find trouble with Lu Chen. Especially the members of the dragon team who had just left the second world, they were even more aware of Lu Chen's terror. On the other hand, a beautiful woman in the dragon team had her head lowered and her two fingers crossed in circles. A small idea arose in her heart. When Lu Chen returns, I must tell him what the higher-ups of Dragon Country think of him so that he will be on guard. I can't let all of Lu Chen's trump cards be exposed. At this moment, she had completely forgotten that she was sent by the dragon team to monitor Lu Chen. If Lu Chongping knew about this, he would definitely regret his decision of pushing them together. At this time, the third in charge, who had been sitting in the upper seat the whole time and had not said a word, finally spoke. He frowned slightly and with a wave of his hand, he spoke. But there is something troubling me. I'm afraid that those ancient martial arts aristocratic families might not listen to us. Moreover, Lu Chen has been gaining more attention these past few days. Those descendants of the ancient martial arts aristocratic families are proud and arrogant, so they would definitely look for someone like Lu Chen. If someone really wanted to compete with Lu Chen, he might not even bother with them. If there really were some blind people who were jealous and wanted to find trouble, then this would become a bit troublesome for us. Thinking of those people from the ancient martial arts aristocratic families, the first elder could not help but frown. He took a deep breath. I can't be bothered about it right now. I just hope that those people won't cause trouble for no reason. Those young masters probably would not have much effect on Lu Chen. However, if it really did come down to some elites or even elders from the ancient martial arts aristocratic families who made a move, his voice paused for a moment, then, he seemed to have made an extremely difficult decision before speaking. Lu Chen is the hope and prosperity of our entire dragon country. No matter which ancient martial arts clan it is, as long as they dare interfere with Lu Chen's progress, even if our dragon country turns hostile, we must protect Lu Chen.